Okay, so we got another Persona game coming up in June 2023, and honestly, it's not the Persona game that a lot of people were hoping, but at the same time, it's something that seems very intriguing. I'm talking about Persona 5 Tactica. The trailer for this game was first shown off in June, and since then, it looked pretty impressive. Not quite as impressive as the original Persona 5 game from 2016, but I feel like like the trailer and the gameplay and pretty much how it was designed, the turn-based combat and all that stuff was intriguing enough to get a lot of people talking and interested. Now, this game is supposed to be a spin-off to Persona 5, and I believe the story for the game takes place like around the same time period that Persona 5 took place, and pretty much everything revolves around the Phantom Thief of Hearts as they basically go to war with the Legionnaires, who are the main antagonists of the game. And this basically takes place in an alternate medieval European inspired world. And honestly, I do feel that this is something that it's definitely going to appeal to a lot of hardcore RPG gamers. I'm not exactly sure whether or not it's going to appeal as much to casuals, mainly because it's a spin-off game. But at the same time, um, like Persona, the Persona series in general has pretty much come into the spotlight within the past couple of years with the successes of Persona 5, Persona 5 Royal. Hell, I'd say like the Persona series kind of came into the spotlight within the past like 15 years or so, dating all the way back to like Persona 4, which came out back in 2008. Then you had the P4 Golden game, which came out back in the early teens. And yeah, it seems like more people are interested in the Persona series more so than ever. And you know how Atlas is. They like to take, Persona and they like to make, like various like spin-off games to try and milk, each main installment for as much as they can. Like, we had all this stuff with Persona 5, and then we had like a music rhythm game, and we had I believe there was a music rhythm game for Persona 4 as well. But there's been so many Persona games over the years to a point where I feel that maybe there's a little bit of oversaturation when it comes to games, but at the same time, um, the Persona series, without the kind of exposure that's gotten in all the games that's been released, it wouldn't be as big as it is right now. But yeah, Persona 5 Tactica, I feel, is something that I mean, I could see it possibly reaching 1 or 2 million in terms of sales. I don't see it. I don't see it selling more than the original Persona 5 game or anything like that. And I'm pretty sure this is going to count as a part of the Persona 5 series, even if it is a spin off game, because thus far between Persona 5 and Persona 5 Royal, which came out back in 2020, I believe, the Persona 5 series has reached over 8 million copies sold worldwide. So, um, if anything, the Tactica game is going to probably grow that number to over 9 million. And I do feel that each character having their own special abilities and their own advantages and disadvantages as players assemble like a party of three to take on various enemies in the game. I think that's something interesting. And I think it's a different type of RPG that requires like more logic, more thinking, more um, taking more impulsive actions and trying to make those decisions that you make be sound and I guess matter more in terms of I guess just progressing through the game and all that stuff. But yeah, Persona 5 Tactica is something that I do feel like hardcore gamers can easily like get into, especially those who are longtime fans of like, RPGs, like, Final Fantasy Tactics and stuff like that. This is something that they'll probably enjoy, even though the turn-based um combat style of gameplay in relation to the RPG genre is kind of I wouldn't say it's played out, but at the same time, it's something that a lot of video game developers don't seem to use for their games in general nowadays, because action RPGs are the things that people are interested in, because for the most part, they appear more realistic, and I guess you could do more. It's a different time, and it seems like action RPG seems to appeal more to the general public nowadays um, than it did in the past for whatever reason. So um, I do feel like Persona 5 Tactica is a game that's probably going to do pretty well on a commercial level, maybe because it's coming out around the holiday season, because I believe the official release date is on like November 16th or something like that, or November 17th. And I think that's like right before Black Friday. And of course, the following month, you got Christmas. So, um, yeah, there's a good chance that Persona 5 Tactica could do like really well in terms of sales. But at the same time, there's a lot of other games that's going to be in retail during that time period that's come out this year. And I honestly feel like if Persona 5 Tactica was released, in 2022, it probably would have stood out more. But you look at all the games that have come out this year so far, it's just like, there's just so many things to choose from. And honestly, I feel like with RPGs such as like Final Fantasy 16 and Diablo 4 and all that stuff, it's like um, this is a game that could potentially be like get overshadowed because of like all the other games that has come out this year. But at the same time, I do feel that Persona 5 Tactica is a game that is going to keep a lot of people busy until Atlas officially announces the upcoming release of Persona 6, or at least, give us a reveal trailer for Persona 6, because we do know for a fact that it's coming in the future, because Persona 5 was way too good of a game not to have a sequel. And hopefully we'll learn more about Persona 6 a lot sooner than later.